Some horror games want to scare you. Look Outside wants to change you. The horror isn't flashy or full of screams. It's a slow, creeping dread that something inevitable, something greater than you, is waiting. Not to attack you, but to be understood. I was incredibly excited for Look Outside when it released earlier this year. Few things thrill me more than creative monster design wrapped in an atmosphere that crawls under your skin. I'd been following the pixel artist and indie dev Francis Colombe on Blue Sky for months, watching every teaser like it was an addiction. So when it finally dropped, I threw it right into my streaming roster, ready to share that excitement with everyone firsthand. But after a few sessions, I realized something important. Look Outside isn't a game you experience with an audience, it's one you experience alone. This is a story meant to be felt in the quiet, dark of your room with no one else there. You have to slip into Sam's shoes and let the unease settle into you, without the noise of chat or commentary. It isn't a game to scream through, it's one to sit with and reflect upon long after the screen goes black. Look Outside is massive, layered, intricate, and full of branching outcomes that make every playthrough feel unique. Giving you a simple play-by-play of my run would honestly do it a disservice. Instead, I want to focus on what made me fall in love with it. First and foremost, the tension, the atmosphere, the storytelling that exists purely in the world itself. You don't need dialogue boxes or journals to tell you what's happening, although we do have them. The building breathes its own story. The way the corridors suddenly change from day to day, the way their lighting and decay reflect emotion. Even the small details like character classes or abilities speak volumes about who these people are. Not everything is spelled out, and that's part of its beauty. You could easily play an entire run without ever gaining a single ally, and die repeatedly, as I did, before realizing maybe I should try being less antisocial next time, because in Look Outside, time actually matters. And that's what I adore about it. A lot of players recoil at time-based mechanics the same way people complain about Majora's Mask, but here that countdown feels less like pressure and more like fate quietly ticking. Sure, some mysterious visitor is set to arrive in a fortnight, and yes, it's probably the end of the world, but the vibe, immaculate. You just wander the apartment complex, occasionally ruining your neighbors' lives while listening to music that absolutely slaps. Every track fits perfectly, either seeping dread through the walls or thrashing you alive with guitar riffs as you fight for survival inside a demon-possessed car on its way to hell. The storytelling hit me harder than I expected. The tragedy isn't just in the text, it's in the atmosphere. The way sometimes just staring at pixels and understanding their meaning hurts more than what the game actually wrote out. The whole point isn't just to survive, it's to understand, to piece together what's happening outside, why people are changing, or distorting, or maybe never were what they seemed. But the truth is, you don't even have to. You can just as easily spend those last precious days playing video games or scribbling in a puzzle book, pretending none of it matters. Because in the end, whatever you do, the clock still ticks, and you still reach an ending. It's not about escaping what's coming, it's about deciding what kind of person you'll be when it arrives. And the way Look Outside handles existential horror? Chef's kiss. It blends personal fear with cosmic futility in a way that feels different. You're not just afraid of dying, you're afraid of understanding too much, even though that's the entire goal. Look Outside takes familiar horror and turns it into something vast and reflective, something that makes you think about how harm spreads, how it's transferred, replicated, and reborn through the smallest human actions. Because in this world, so many things can happen. But most importantly, remember, don't look outside, don't photograph it, don't even try to capture it in a painting. No version will be safe. Overall, I can't recommend Look Outside enough. If you love horror that rewards curiosity, atmosphere, and reflection over reaction, I implore you to step into this creative, unsettling world.